Hi, this is Krystin with Slick Marketers.
And this is Nikki.
We are super excited to talk to you guys today about something that we get asked constantly with our clients. We call it the 3 Ps of salon suite problems.
Yes, the problems.
Yes, so typically in our experience of over nearly a decade, I know we've been doing this a long time, we come across the same issues, and we can usually identify from location to location, irrelevant of what market it is in, these 3 Ps. It typically if the suites are not leasing up at the trajectory that we anticipate, we can typically identify that it's one of these 3 problems. So we're super excited to share this with you today, and let's get started.
Okay, I guess I'll jump into it. So the first problem is pricing. I think this is important because oftentimes people go into market. We're seeing, even experienced and new franchisees, sometimes salon suite franchisees, they get into a market and they are told, okay, this is the price that you guys should be at, and they don't do the research, and they come in oftentimes higher than what the market is willing to pay for.
Right, and oftentimes the pricing is determined well in advance of the actual store opening. And we have seen it, especially in this last year, that the market has changed drastically. So the pricing that was formulated maybe 2 years ago is not going to work for the current market conditions.
Yes.
So we think it's really important to continually shop those comps, like see what other salon suite facility owners are charging, what booth rentals are,
Yes.
and see where you line up. Oftentimes you're offering so much more, so many more incentives, perks, and all of that, but the pricing still has to make sense.
Yes, and it's so important when you get into a new market, because we've seen it where people jump in and they think that's the right pricing, whatever they were told, and they're, let's say, $50 a week too much, $20 a week too much. And then we'll see on social media people saying, oh, don't go to them, they are so expensive. And they'll put it on our clients' Facebook pages, and then they all talk about it. And it's really hard to overcome that when everyone's, they believe.
Everybody talks.
Yes.
Word travels fast.
Yes.
Especially about pricing.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yep. Just make sure you're priced right based on your local market.
Right. And another thing about price is the perception of value. I think that this is really challenging for locations that are, in a new market where the salon suite concept is relatively new. It's so unknown that people don't perceive the value. So you really need to drive home what somebody is getting with renting from you, whether that be marketing support, setup support, booking, all of those things, business and taxes. So you really need to push those differentiators.
Right,
for sure.
Right. Are you a place where you're just offering a suite with no support? If you're more of higher end, line, then are you offering all those extras where you're going to attract the right people who are looking for that? Because there's a target for every market.
Yes. Our second P is the place. Now, I think many people are saying, oh, you can't change the actual location, but we're talking about so much more than just the physical location of your store. Maybe there's something about the facility, it's a little bit hard to get to. Parking can be an issue. Maybe there is higher crime rate. These can be the perceptions people have. So if you hear that people are worried about those things, it's really important to incorporate as part of your sales process and as part of your social media message, answering these questions, these reservations for
Absolutely.
people, kind of getting ahead of it.
Right. Yeah. Examples, are you in a mall location? Are people worried about not being able to have their own ensuite to work 24/7. Some people like to work late and then they assume, oh, they're in a mall, they're only going to work mall hours. But if it's private entry, we have to overcome that on our marketing message.
Right. And, you know, if it's an area that's up and coming and maybe previously has higher crime or homelessness, things like that, you know, really sharing with people what you have done specifically to ensure their safety and how much nicer, you know, it is. Because oftentimes people aren't, you know, they just don't know.
Yes.
So you really need to make it clear.
Yeah.
Another part of the place is the actual facility itself. As we mentioned before, word travels fast. So when people come and tour and they feel the facility is, you know, run down, out of date, not clean, messy, like all of these things, poorly lit. These are all things that can impact, you know, somebody's decision on whether or not to lease with you.
Yes, I mean, oftentimes we're hired when salon, a franchisee purchases an existing location, and they have to overcome this because truly maybe they do realize that previous management did not take care of the facility. So then we have to do a reputation marketing campaign to let them know it's newly renovated, we got new management, we want to welcome you guys to check it out and really see the difference. And then there's a whole, even bringing in, doing a testimonial campaign about how great it is now with your salon suite tenants.
And I've really seen many salon suite facility owners become flexible with their tenants as their facility ages. You know, once your facility becomes maybe 10 years old, allowing a higher level of customization. Maybe you allow for them to paint cabinets or use wallpaper, contact paper, or even remove some of those cabinets. And, you know, it kind of helps both people. You're renovating those spaces a little bit, one by one, instead of doing a complete overhaul.
Yep.
I've also seen facility owners just invest, like make smaller investments, like updating the lobby area, updating that first impression that your renters are able to give their clients, and making that favorable goes a long way.
Yes, yes. Wonderful.
The next, well, we have our favorite P. It's people. So this one's a little bit difficult. It's a little bit more out of your control. But we'll kind of get into that.
Right. So we're talking about owners or managers of the facility. We're talking about what people perceive it to be at your location. And if you did have, or you realize, you know, your previous leasing manager didn't do a great job taking care of your tenants, and you now have someone new, it's really important to have, to start with the salon suite itself, have the new manager be introduced properly, listen and hear what's going on to see what they're looking for, what the issues are, and then of course overcoming that with specifics of what you're going to do that's different, how you're going to support them as suite owners, how you're going to help market their business, how you're going to support them with a better facility, cleaning, maintenance, everything that they want, you communicating that. And then of course doing a marketing campaign to let everybody know that, hey, this is us, a new us, and this is how we're going to take care of our suite owners.
The other part of people is the actual renters or salon suite owners. Now, although most people are there because they want to start their own businesses and be independent, they still want a community. You know, we are not designed to be completely alone. So sometimes, I guess it can just take a couple of bad apples, or, you know, and that type of environment is really hard for people to want to join and be a part of if it's very gossipy or, you know, just negative in general. I think that, you know, as the owner or leasing manager, you have a lot of say about, you know, the tone of your facility, you know, that this is a no drama environment.
Yes.
We support one another. And I think a lot of that is maybe creating opportunities for them to get to know each other, and, you know, you creating that like ambiance too.
Yes.
Like, hey, there's enough business for everybody.
Absolutely.
We are not in competition with each other.
Right.
You know, like we're in this together.
Yes, I do think it is a big deal. We've had conversations with operations managers saying, hey, you two have to work it out, or, I don't want to have to force you guys both to
Yes.
be out. It's really important that that's established. And then with the community, having events, doing Thanksgiving is coming up. We should, the places usually will have like something happening for the holidays to kind of bring that community.
Yes, and definitely, not showing favorites, nipping drama or dramatic things in the bud immediately. I think those all go a long way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But so those are our 3 P's of Salon Suite problems. We love solving problems. I think that's our favorite part of being in this industry. So we would love to connect with you. And if you'd like to talk to us, just visit our website and book a strategy session with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.